The other side is a Jim Morrison cliche ready to be broken on through. The other side is a mountain of echoing proportions. Shout to hear yourself shout. The other side is that shoulder angel-devil conflict you share with your tripolar self. The other side is your flame of security, wishing you are well from paradise. The other side is a symbol of soft love and reassurance if there is no more room on the windowsill. You and I, flying on the stars. You and I, reaching the promised path. You and I, solving the world's relationship problems. Open the doors to the other side. What is your perception? Thank you. Okie dokie. All right. For all those who claim that poetry is dead, I've heard it one too many times, and frankly, it's just a little sickening. So this is in response to that, and it's called Ars Poetica. It's 5 parts. Rebirth. You are a phoenix, rising up from these invisible ashes. We have seen you before, wandering in the barrios and ghettos, blank like the next crumpled rough draft. You romp with a voice recorder, as broken as a modern family. The fragments of future pieces swim in the cold and lonely smoke. Eventual uncertainty. A quill's drink of ink can replenish countless dungeons and brothels with one swift swipe of permanent markings. Land, kill. Fill your land with lanes of memory. Demon deranged. Watch the lemons grow, squeeze the essence and perfect the art of letting poems boil and simmer. Eternal impending fear, take me away. Isn't everything dawn matter? When dark matter phased the radio nights, animal mothers spoke to birds on airwave wires. They heard the breaking news and translated it for human fathers, unwilling to inquire about directions to a fine spring afternoon. Doesn't every seashell's hollow point lead to the sound of crashing waves? The sea rejects your presence and tells you that you belong on shore, calling out confession. We were most definitely made for each other, proclaimed an attention prostitute speaking to a 19th century muse. Hang in there and remove thyself from the gene pool. Outcast sister, your heroic brother wishes to make an announcement on the behalf of the world that remains culturally deprived until poetry lives, the message. You claim this art is deceased and has been for quite some time. You shun an underrated appreciation for verse. The written word has always been a beacon, parcel, historic chapter found in burning houses exactly the way they rescued Beowulf in the heat of an Anglo-Saxon moment. Alive and well, true and certain, symbolic and metaphorical, from couplets to a magnum opus. Fulfill the desire. Bathe yourself in the body of words. Shower yourself with colliding worlds. 2 at a time. After all the ridicule, why go on? Why carry on? Because it is our calling, our reason to live, our revolutionary mime-speaking, page-turning, eye-widening renaissance. It has always existed before you won the race of sperm, before the concept of immersing yourself in a mountain of elegance, before the walks of life took their first steps. It lives, and nothing shall stop the venomous capability of its ever-present smile, forged from the commemorated pens of Blake, Barrett Browning, Ginsberg, Rossetti, Morrison, Angelo, Bolin, Sexton, Stepanek, Plath, Pickering, Xanthopoulos. Untamed youth, the wolf howls away to his Luna Artemis. Top of the flatwood chain, this secluded practice dances away in the pages that change your ultimate conclusion. The revolver's chambers... Thanks. Choose one lucky image to cut down. Save us from a loss of words. Save us from a lack of for better words. Right words to live by. He lies, she cries, they die. One way, one day, get away, what to say. From the heart, write it out. For her sake, write it out. For love of Ars Poetica, write it out. From the artist's lifeblood, write it out. Words, you are my everything. Verse, you complete me. Poetry, you are my one true love. Words, what would we do without you? Verse, heaven loves you. Poetry lives within me and us all.
Yeah.
What? Giggity. All right. And I dedicate this one to
Back up to the front, please. Back up to the front.
You're so sweet.
I dedicate those to have found their other half, and not to that girl on the speaker. Encounter via angel. Enter cloud 10. What is there to say? All who faithfully listen, except she has come! The angelic other half has landed safely and securely, only to have fallen into my arms. I catch her gently and tell her that she belongs in no other final destination than with me. Oh, happy day! She has arrived! This humanistic angel, this Greek goddess, this reflection of mine, smiling with the sweetest intentions, glancing at me with her eyes of dark chocolate, beating with her golden selfless heart. I would sell every possession to move in with her in the lake of the west where she resides. Oh, hi, ow! Other half, otherworldly joy, bubbles from within the darkest caves of my being, lighting them as bright as this January sun of grins, silently setting to its own pace, creates a masterpiece painting in the sky of flowing rivers. How I want us to share this beginning until the end. There is no end for us, my muse. Your work, your inspiration to others, the differences in your followers' lives have changed for the absolute best. Arato and Calliope would be pleased to see our hands holding one another, fusing our auras in the form of an impenetrable bubble. We hover over the skies as swift as Hermes with his winged footwear. Oh, I'm a lucky word wielder. Every romantic song and poem immediately places you in the front of my thoughts. Someone transported you from the most superior era, instantaneously bringing you to me. No wonder we define the loving words, old soul. You are the best blessing a man could ask for. Who would have thought that the best girls were definitely out of town? Bodies separated, but hearts conjoined. We shall take this path, as slow as you choose. With you by my side, we shall unravel the thread of life, just as Theseus had done after slaying that monstrous Minotaur. I shall follow this thread back to my Greek princess. Your native language entrances me when you bid me a decent night in dreams. How beautiful it must sound, coming out of you and exiting your lips of power, your lips of change. How I long for us to be a nomadic, poetic couple, stopping at every possible point of welcoming ears. With our passion, nothing can stop us. As we fulfill our calling, nothing can stop us. When we reach that personal zenith, we shall be unstoppable. Oh, sleepless nights of excitement. I liquefied when I first laid my eye wonders on you. I tingled and solidified when I first heard your melodious voice. I danced gratefully when I learned that our emotions were mutual. This shall never end, not even after 22 bolts of Zeus's lightning that strike the soil. Our love remains, personal paradise regained, angel of my life, happily I call out thy name. Perfect. I recently finished this series of 7 poems. 7 is in the 7 continents. I wrote about the unusual places. I mean, anybody can write about New York City, Paris. I chose like the more natural locations. Some barely have heard. So, first person, somebody call out a continent.
Antarctica.
Asia? Asia, okay. Alrighty. No. All right, and this is going to be an unusual request, but for everybody, if you can imagine with your eyes open, power to you. But if not, if you could just close your eyes and just try to envision what I'm seeing right now, what I'm describing to you. Asia. To the immeasurable Han Song Dong Cave in Quang Binh Province, Vietnam, happily claim your title as the world's largest cave. When your name means mountain river, what else is there to do? other than just drop your jaw at this tunnel mouth below. Do not fear the whistling, for the subterranean river flows gently as your life stands near the walks of calcite. To the Warren Chanburi in Abnari, India, several levels complete step well in this quaint village, dedicated to that goddess of joy and happiness. Must we convert to technical? 3,500 steps of brick, 13 stories of length, 100 feet into extended ground. Whether conserving water or used as a fight scene for a film, gather during the heat and embrace the cool. To the rock-strewn stone forest on the Yunnan province of China, we celebrate your birth and unfortunate transformation. Ashima, native Yi maiden, 'tis not a crime to fall in love and not marry the chosen suitor. We hear your name in this gravel and grass collision. Ah, the smell of limestone tingles the rest of the senses. The cleanest inhale of this genuine air is refreshing on its own. To the devilish door to hell in Durwi's Turkmenistan. Since 1971, your gases fire away continuously. A walk-in volcano. Rendezvous with Satan himself. Meteor craters' wideness cannot steal the cake of this accumulation of hot spots. Boiling mud. Golden orange embers. Looks as if we own a sun on the ground. To the solid/liquid heavenly pools of Pamukkale, Turkey. What seems like polar ice caps are indeed fractured hot springs, distant relative of limestone, holy castle of cotton, sacred city. These milky white waters heal all with their powers of innovation. It gave those who doubted clarity a second chance. And to the ancient fortress of Masada in the Judean desert in Israel, spectated a bar mitzvah on top of this symbol of violent destruction that occurred during former palace, now scattered sandy buildings and ruins as a port. Primordial kingdom of my people overlooks the Dead Sea. Floating human waters taken on a cable car was worth this consecrated prospect. Thank you all so much.